Secrets of Astrology welcomes all of you. Today in Bhaavat Bhavam Part 2, we are with Astromaster U K Jha. Now today we request him to put more light on core of Bhaavat Bhavam. Astromaster, as in last series you taught us about the substantial meaning of term Bhav. Astromaster, is it true that Bhavas has energy binding in horoscope chart with a Siddhant known as Bhavat Bhavam? So in delineation of a horoscope on a specific matter of any Bhav, how does this Bhavat Bhavam concept can be applied? Astromaster, enlighten us on this subject. Astromaster.
Earlier, we have seen the various meanings of the term Bhav and the multifarious connotations in which this marvelous word can be used. So, it is certain that there must have been a very great purpose in the mind of the sages when they selected this word, that is Bhav, to describe a segment of the horoscope. Through various interpretations and the meanings derived, as has been shown in my earlier talk, we have also come to the conclusion that a Bhav primarily represents a place in the birth map that serves as a package of energy field, we can say, which is ready to serve some specific purpose under the cosmic ideations. Therefore, in other words, we may say that the Bhav denotes a particular type of energy field which is capable of effectuating an event appertained to the signification of the Bhav concerned or the segment of the house which is under consideration. The manifestation of any event is materialized through yajna only, as has been told in the earlier talk. And this yajna is performed by the interacting karmic forces in collaboration with the cosmic forces at any particular epoch. So, we may say that every Bhav or the house of the horoscope is basically a yajna kund on cosmic plane where we can say that the oblation of the previous karmic runnels are offered for the purpose of enabling the native to experience the fruits of those deeds. Actually, the energy field of every bhava or house interacts inside the globe in a very inescrutable manner to enable the materialization of an event, and that process is called yajna, and through the materialization of the event, the native is made to experience the results of those actions that he carried out in his previous life. Since the bhav represents a particular type of energy field, and as we know, the energy cannot be maintained in a stored up form, stored up conditions. These energies keep on shifting from place to place inside the karmic globe, which we normally term as horoscope of the native. Bhavat Bhavam is a principle or an effective tool for locating and identifying as to where those shifting energy fields have moved to and is tending to settle or to cloud around for fructification of any event. So, the another bhav that is found out through the principle of Bhavat Bhavam contains the moving energy field of the original bhav also, and because of that original energy field, the effects of that house can be experienced through the results of those house can materialize through the new house that is determined as per the principle of the Bhavat Bhavam. Say, for example, we see the prospects of wealth from the second house. And as the second house, actually I think the second house counted from the second house is the third house. So the prospects of wealth may also be studied from the third house. Similarly, from the fourth house, we look into the things which is related to comforts of the native. Now the fourth place, counted from the fourth house, gives the seventh house. So as per the principle of Bhavat Bhavam, the factors of comforts of the native can also be looked into the seventh house of the horoscope. Similarly, say for example again, the things related to career or profession is in general judged from the 10th house of the horoscope. See, the 10th position reckoned from the 10th house is the 7th house, and it therefore indicates that the profession or career etc. of the native can also be studied from the 7th house of his horoscope. What I mean to say that this is the principle of Bhavat Bhavam. Means take the number of the house and count as much number away from that house, and the house thus found gives the result of that house. For example, if we take the 6th house, then we count 6th place again from the 6th house, it gives the 11th house. So as per the principle of Bhavat Bhavam, 11th house would also give the attributes of the 6th house. That is the principle of Bhavat Bhavam. But the point is how to study the things from the new house, thus obtained through the principle of Bhavat Bhavam. Here some precautions need to be taken, because the 4th house cannot be the 7th house cannot be either 4th house or 10th house, 3rd house cannot be the 2nd house, 11th house cannot be the 6th house. But according to the principle of Bhavat Bhavam, they contain the vibrations or energy field of these horses also, and therefore they are capable of delivering result appertain to the original horses. So while going through or while studying the effects of the original horse from the newly obtained horse, some precautions are necessary and care is required while integrating the outcome studied from the new horse with the original horse. Let me tell you here one thing very clearly, that learning is an abstruse process where the learner and the teacher need to be in very close vicinity, almost face to face. It is not a one-go process. It is not a one-go thing. Although I am trying to explain the things here to the best of my ability, there is no guarantee that those who would listen me would learn the things perfectly. None must nurse any such fatal perception in mind. However, I endeavor here to explain the things to the best of my capacity and caliber. See, earlier I said that the term bhav also means a place which is filled with the rays of the Rahu. That came from the meaning of the term bhav. Bha means light, splendor. Va means Rahu, as per the dictionary. And I am also telling that here when we say Rahu, the Rahu and Ketu should be deemed as complementary to each other. And as I have said, that every horse has the invisible presence of Rahu for performing the yagna or enabling the yagna for manifestation of the events appertain to that bhav. It should be borne in mind that the new bhav detected through the principle of Bhaavat Bhavam would also have a tentacle of Rahu already sitting therein, and it would certainly have a tendency to either suck forcefully or to discharge the attributes of the original horse, and that depends on the condition of that newly found horse in the horoscope. Here I would also like to tell you one thing, that this system of delineation that I am now trying to adumbrate is not given in the books. It could have been studied by someone only by sitting at the lotus feet of the preceptor. It is not given in the books. And I am sharing them for the benefits of the students, because I sincerely wish and honestly want that these hidden secrets of delineation or divination of the chart should go to the general students of astrology also. And my entire effort in this movement is directed towards this goal only. Let us take an example. Say, we find good prospects of wealth in a nativity due to favorable disposition of the second house, its lord, the planet Jupiter, and other factors formed in the birth map through the planetary eclipse. So the general conclusion will be that the man will be filthy rich. He will be very opulent and live a luxurious life. But it is often found that in actually the result is found to be contrary. It is found that the native in reality is not as financially sound as he should be or he was expected to be as per the horoscopic indications or the planetary positions found in his horoscope. And when we face such situation, we start attributing different regions from different corners to justify it. Here in this method, one may find a vital clue hidden in the horoscope that gives an answer to such a situation. When such situation arises, one must look at the third house of the chart, because the third house is reckoned second from the second. So as per the principle of Bhaavat Bhavam, it also contains all the potential of delivering the wealth. And since it is also having the presence of invisible Rahu, so if it is weak or ill-disposed or afflicted in the nativity, the force of that Rahu ingrained in the third house would suck the currents of wealth visible through the disposition of planets when studied with respect to the second house. Now, in that condition, if fifth house is strong, then the native would maintain or native would remain, say, financially stable, but also a bit hard pressed in most of the time. His financial position would be good, but he would not be away from the hardships on the financial, because third house is the third from the fifth. And in that condition, if fifth house is also weak, the financial position of the native, I would say, would be very ordinary, despite all the handsome promises reflected in the chart when studied from the point of second house, its lord and planet Jupiter. Suppose the third house in that condition is strong, but the fifth house is weak. Still, the native would have a mediocre financial status only. So, in spite of the fact that second house is strong, third house is strong, but fifth house is weak, the financial condition of the native would become mediocre. This is because fifth house is not only the third from the third, it is also the fourth house from the second house, and therefore it bears the seeds of all that is likely to fructify in the energy field of the second house. See, as the fourth house from Lagna shows the mother, that is the seat for fructification of the seed. Similarly, the fifth house shows the seed for fructification of seed of the fifth house. And if that fifth house is weak, the native's financial condition would be average in spite of the fact that the second house and third house are well disposed. However, I can tell you that this is not the final judgment, because everything needs to be evaluated with respect to nodal axis also, that I have been writing and telling since very beginning, that horoscope is called Rasi Chakra, and nodal axis plays a very vital role in studying the things or to arriving at a conclusion with regard to the enhanced or restricted fructification of the results of any horse. In that condition, the dispositors have their own role, the horse dispositors. The nakshatra dispositors has also to be taken into consideration, and the horse dispositor of the nodes play very, very vital role in the horoscope. It is not possible to discuss all these things in this small talk, and we will take up this issue again sometimes later in future. Well, I will try to dwell upon the importance of this visible and invisible Rahu in the horoscope, and its role in determining the quantity of fruits, good or bad, likely to manifest in the horoscope with respect to any horse. Thank you.